Hi, so today we're going to talk about the diversity of cellular life. So the differences among living things arise from the ways in which cells are specialized to perform specific tasks and the ways in which cells associate with one another to form multicellular organisms. So cells, what we call specialize, especially in multicellular organisms, it means they have a specific task. And in humans, we start out as stem cells, which basically have no function. But stem cells can turn into any cell type in the human body. It's in a process called specialization or differentiation. They can turn into red blood cells, liver cells, bone cells, muscle cells, connective tissue cells, and many other cell types. And each one of those are shaped differently and have a specific function. So in unicellular organisms, uni means one. They're made up of only one cell. So an example would be a paramecium or an amoeba. Though these are eukaryotic cells, they're only one cell, so they're unicellular organisms. They basically dominate all life on Earth. There is more bacteria on the surface of your skin than there are cells in your body, so there are more unicellular organisms on the surface of your skin than cells in your whole body. So multicellular organisms, they're organisms made up of many cells. Multi means many. And there is a great variety among multicellular organisms. You can just take a look at the picture of this cat and this duck. Both multicellular organisms, both very, very different. Cells throughout an organism can develop in different ways to perform different tasks. This process is called cell specialization. You might also see it as cell differentiation. But as I stated before, stem cells can specialize into any cell type in the human body. So examples of some specialized cells are red blood cells. They're specialized to transport oxygen. Cells in the pancreas are specialized to produce certain proteins. Muscle cells allow for movement. And in plants even have specialized cells. So plants exchange carbon dioxide, oxygen, water vapor, and other gases through tiny openings called stomata on the other undersides of their leaves. Highly specialized cells, known as guard cells, regulate this exchange. So here are the stomata, the openings, regulated by the guard cells that surround them. So in multicellular organisms, there are levels of organization of cells in the human body. And we start with individual cells. Individual cells then make up tissues. Tissues make up organs. Organs make up organ systems. And finally, organism, the whole organism. So here's muscle cell makes up, and then a bunch of muscle cells make up smooth muscle tissue. A bunch of the smooth muscle tissue makes up the stomach, which is the organ, and the stomach is part of the organ system called the digestive system. So cells are the first level of organization, and similar cells grouped into units are called tissues. So a tissue is a group of similar cells that perform a particular function. So for example, smooth muscle tissue, all made up of muscle cells that perform the same function. Most animals have four main types of tissues: muscle tissue, epithelial tissue, nervous tissue, and connective tissue. After tissue, we get organs, and organs are groups of tissues that work together to perform a specific function. So in our example, a bunch of smooth muscle tissue makes up the stomach, and that tissue performs the same functions. And finally, in most cases, an organ completes a series of specialized tasks. So a group of organs that work together to perform a specific function is also called an organ system. So in this case, the stomach is part of the digestive system, and the function of the digestive system is to break down food that you eat. So every organ in the organ system has a similar function or similar end goal. And that is all for today. Thanks for watching.